Good morning, team. It's Giveit10 Jen here with your KIT Thursday at 10 o'clock. So what I thought I'd do today is review some pieces of kit that I've talked about on these KIT Thursdays for the last however many weeks and months I've been doing these broadcasts, to give you some last minute, perhaps some last minute Christmas present ideas for yourself or your family or whatever, or also potentially for stuff for you to get in the Boxing Day sales and the New Year sales for when you start your 2020 fitness resolutions, which I'm sure, of course, you'll do. And then all this kit will end up back under the bed in February. Anyway, so just to recap on some of the stuff I'm done, I'm going to go through my top 10 list. And what we're going to start with, for all of those of you who will be heading out to do your couch to 5Ks, is a good pair of trainers. Now, I've done broadcasts, morning lady, I've done broadcasts on all of these topics in the last few weeks. So just scroll back through the Facebook page to have a look at those. Or what I've started to do is actually upload them all to my new YouTube channel. So you can go and check out my YouTube channel. I think it's just Jenny Edmondson, where all these Giveit10 broadcasts, I'm just trying to start to upload them now. I'm just uploading them straight there, so you can access everything that I talk about straight onto my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. It'd be lovely to have some followers there on that new channel. So first things first then, as I said, a good pair of trainers, especially for those of you who will be getting into doing some running in the new year, couch to 5K, 5K to 10K, training for the marathon, whatever you're doing. But this isn't going to turn into a training rant, but please take care. If you haven't run before, don't just go straight into running. Do some strength work. Make sure as part of your running program you're doing some core stability and strengthening exercises. Anyway, we'll talk about that another time, perhaps in the new year. But for now, get yourself a good pair of trainers, and I go through trainers and how to choose them on one of my previous broadcasts. Secondly, then, a good sports bra. So, especially if you're running, we talked about the little ligaments, the little Cooper's ligaments in your breast that can get stretched if you don't support yourself when you're running. I see so many people in the new year running and they're bouncing around all over the place, and it's not really doing you any good at all. And especially, young girls as well, going to, PE at school and stuff, not wearing sports bras can do themselves some irreparable damage. And it's embarrassing for them as well, and quite often they're uncomfortable. Again, I spoke about that in my broadcast back then, but you can get yourself one of these kind of lycra type numbers that will support you, especially if you're doing gym work. But if you're running, please get some proper support. You want one of these more substantial kind of things with big catches up the back and all the rest of it to support you when you're out there leaping around and doing some high impact type stuff. So thirdly then is our exercise band. And I put this as third because it's just such a good, cheap, versatile piece of equipment. We've gone through this before on the broadcast, but you can stick it under, use it here, use it there, use it there. You can bring it out in front of you. You can do this kind of stuff and this kind of stuff, and you can throw it round. I haven't got anywhere to throw it around. Throw it around the radiator, and you can pull on it. A million and one things. Go and have a look at my video on bands to get some ideas of what to do with these great pieces of kit. Different colours tend to be different resistances as well. So when you're exercising them, you can start off with some really simple ones that are really stretchy, and then other ones that are a bit more resistant. And you get ones that come in a continuous loop as well. In fact, I meant to grab one out, but I think I left it upstairs. There's a continuous loop as well, which is good to work with. So that's your exercise band. That's number 3. Number 4 is the foam roller. This was my foam roller that I introduced you to. Simple bit of kit. I would put this quite high on the priority list, especially say in New Year if you're getting yourself out and running. If you're not lucky enough to be able to afford to go and see a physio or a massage therapist every week, then using one of these is an excellent way to rehab. It's more important, it's more better for you than stretching. Stretching's great, but actually using a foam roller for that myofascial release and helping those muscles. The picture's better when I put that there. Is that just the light? Is far better for you for that myofascial release, releasing the tension in those muscles. So really, really good piece of kit. Don't all look like this. Some of them are foam. Not all got these ridges on. These are kind of supposed to copy the kind of finger movements, but yeah, really good investment. And they, this is quite an expensive one, but you can get them as cheap as just a couple of quid. Again, you can get them in various kind of resistances as well. You get some sort of quite soft, squishy ones, and these ones really hard ones, which really do. It's a real pleasure pain exercise when you're using those. Right, that's number 4. What have we got? Number 5, we have our exercise mat. So if you're like me and haven't actually managed to get any carpets in your house just yet, still redecorating, this mat is absolutely essential for doing some groundwork in. Mats again come in all different thicknesses, all different kind of sizes, and finish. But get one that you're not going to slip around on, especially if you're kind of going to be doing some yoga, Pilates, that kind of stuff. Get one that's comfortable, and if you do have problems with your knees, invest in one that's slightly thicker for that time when you're up on your knees doing various exercises from that position. So really, again, recommend you to have a mat kicking around at home. So what have we got next? We have got, that was 5, we've got balls. Right, we have a varying amount of balls, but firstly we're going to talk about the little balls. Again, especially as you age, exercise is great, but as important as the exercise is the stretching and the foam rollering and the rehab afterwards. Okay, and these little pieces of kit are amazing at just getting into those tight bits. So you can literally just stick it under your bum and you just kind of sit on it, snuggle it around, wiggle into those bits that are hurting, sit there for a minute, wait for that muscle release and move on, okay? You can lie on them, get them in your shoulder, lie on them, get them up against the wall. Again, I've done a video on this, so check out on YouTube and go back and look where I've spoken about it. And in particular, my favourite is the spiky ball, which is stick on the floor, and I do this pretty much every morning, and just roll your foot over it, okay? Really, really underappreciated part of lower back pain, and we've spoken before about how everything's connected. Just because you've got lower back pain doesn't mean to say that's where the issue is. Could be with your feet, could be with your shoulders. Any pain anywhere in the body could be coming from somewhere entirely different with that whole way you move, and we've spoken about that before. But I kind of work from the bottom up, and this is a great way to start your day, literally just rolling around. You can feel it, and when you feel a tight bit on the bottom of your foot, there's a reason reflexology is so popular, and it works. And this is kind of like your home reflexology. Oh, the sun's in my eyes there, just get out of the way there. Yeah, find a tight bit on your foot, and you can literally just, especially with a spiky ball, you can just kind of move it around really slowly and just kind of feel that pressure releasing. So really recommend you get yourself a couple of these. I got these 2 in a set together. Or did I? Actually, no, I didn't. I got a different one with that one. But anyway, lacrosse ball or actual balls that if you put therapy balls or something in a search, you'll find it. Like this one's slightly softer. Anyway, there's my balls. So staying on the ball theme, we're going to our half ball Bosu. Again, lots of different types of Bosus out there on the market. This is the original Bosu. It cost you about 100 quid, I think, now. But there are a lot of cheaper ones. But remember, the cheaper ones probably not quite as robust, might have a tendency to go down a bit more often. But again, Bosu stands for both sides up. So you can work on it on this side. Sorry, you're losing me there. And you've got that uneven surface. You can work on that in a million ways. You can do standing type stuff, sitting, core work, balance. You can bounce on it and bounce off it, jog on it. You know, the ideas are endless. And again, I've done a broadcast on this, but both sides up also means you can work on the other side of it. So really, really good for that proprioception. It's me trying to stand on here and talk and do it at the same time, so I fall off and make an idiot of myself. La, la, la. Here we go. Get down so you can see me. Our, of course, more press-up-y type exercises here. Really, really good for working stabilizing muscles, because you've got so many more muscles coming into the story when you're working out of balance, because they're always trying to stabilize, and that's how we move in everyday life. Okay, I don't like these exercise machines down the gym where you're just kind of working in one plane and everything else is taken care of. When you're working with free weights, when you're working with wobbly surfaces, you're bringing your whole body into place and stabilizing yourself. So that's small balls, half a ball, and our big ball. A lot of people have these kicking around, gathering dust in the garage, deflated, and we had a really good session talking about these big balls. And I actually use this a lot of the time to work at my desk with, because I just find it's good. I can sit and rock. Sometimes I need a bit of inspiration. All sorts of things you can do. This is a good one, a little bit of a balance. Obviously, we did some lying on the mat and using it, using it in all the exercises you do on the mat. You can roll it up and down behind your back, up and down the wall. Again, this will turn into a huge video if I start talking about all the stuff that you can do with these things. These are just to give you some inspiration. Then you can go and check out the videos on YouTube to see what you can do with all this kit. Right, where did we get to? Big boulder step. Alrighty, so most people have stairs in their homes. And you've got that ready-made step there, but sometimes it's worth investing in one of these steps. This is one from 66 Fit, and it has these clip-offable bottoms, and they come apart as well. And I can put them. Oh, bear with me. Okay, what these ones do is actually, because I use these for my fitness assessments when people come over to the house and I do a movement assessment on them. One of the exercises I do is getting them to work on an angle. So not only have you got the step there, but this one's pretty cool because I can change the angle of the dangle, and then I've got this downward facing step, which is also very good for various exercises. So you've got a normal step, that's got an angle and dangle. This is also, say, it's kind of a rehab sort of one. It's got this bit in the middle as well. I can fix a ball into a half ball, and it's a wobble ball as well. So very, very versatile piece of kit. But as I say, these are my top 10, the sort of stuff that I use. It might be depending on what your goals are and what you're trying to achieve. You have a different top 10. I've got lots more pieces of kit kicking around in the garage that I'm going to introduce you to next year. But say this is just perhaps some more simpler pieces of kit that you might want to get yourself at home, just to break away the boredom of just doing bodyweight exercises all the time. There is a mountain of stuff you can do using your own body weight, but I appreciate that sometimes, you want to do something different, use a bit of kit. Life's always so much more exciting when you use a bit of kit. Just to vary things up a little bit. So finally, what we talked about most recently was my kettlebells. And these are two of a collection of oh my goodness, how many? I've got about 5 or 6, not a huge amount. You don't need a huge amount, but you do need to get a good one. So remember what we said about kettlebells, making sure that the handle is smooth, because if you're going to be carrying it and swinging it, if you've got a little snotter of metal here or a plastic joint or whatever you're doing, then you can rip your hands to shreds when you're using kettlebells. The kettlebell has a caveat. Do not swing a kettlebell or go to a kettle-sized class and start swinging around a kettlebell if you've not been properly instructed on how to swing a kettlebell. And if there's any interest, I might even do an online workshop in how to swing a kettlebell next year. If anyone's interested, please do just drop me a message. But what we did discuss with the kettlebell is if you do go out and get yourself one, or you have already got one at home, you can just use it as a weight in its own right. So quite often, I will walk up and down the stairs. I keep them at the bottom of the stairs, and I literally just go up and down the stairs carrying it, swap hands, and I come back down again. And I do 10, give it 10 up and down the stairs with my kettlebells. Okay, so it's just good as a dumb weight in itself. A weight here, if you're going to be doing squats, you can take it above your head. You can just walk with it on your shoulder as a carry, and just take it out for a walk around the garden, for a walk around the village, Just if you're not in a position where you can run, then just carrying a kettlebell as you go for a walk, and say swapping it every 30 seconds or 20 seconds or even 10 seconds, just swapping it hand to hand is a great way to strengthen your legs without that high impact of the running. Anyway, my goodness, I think this is coming up for one of my longest broadcasts now. We've been on the go for 14 minutes. That then is my top 10 list of stuff you can have at home and stuff that I've already covered this year. So go onto my YouTube channel, go and check out these individual ones. I don't know if I've uploaded them all yet, but I'm in the process of uploading them all. So if you subscribe, you'll start to see them. Just take it from the top then. Trainers, get yourself some good trainers, especially if you're going to be launching yourself into a Couch to 5K or something in the new year. A good sports bar, just as important as good trainers. a rubber band, really, really simple and cheap bit of kit that you can use at home, a foam roller, great for rehab, a mat, the little rehab balls, the Bosu, the big ball, the step, and the kettlebells. So that's it from me today. That's my last KIT Thursday for this year. I'll be doing another KIT Thursday if there's a need for it, if you guys are enjoying these KIT days, and indeed all these Give It 10 at 10 broadcasts. Yeah, I'll be seeing you in the new year. So tomorrow is Friday. So oh yes, I was thinking the kids are at home, but actually they finish at lunchtime tomorrow. So tomorrow is our last HIT Friday. We'll do a HIT session. Hope you can join me then. We'll keep it bodyweight, we'll keep it simple, but I think in the new year I might start introducing some of these bits of kit into our HIT Friday sessions so you can join me with those pieces of kit. Right, that's it from me for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Lots of love. Toodaloo.